You have obviously a unique perspective on this summit, and there were a few things I understand that stood out to you as being a little bit strange or unorthodox. Can you tell us about that?
Well, first of all, it's the overwhelming reception, or I should say, enthusiasm or fascination in Beijing that has been poured into President Trump's visit. And the fact that Beijing allowed it to happen, there are videos showing on the internet, showing crowds gathering outside the Four Seasons Hotel, waiting for President Trump's arrival. And also people line up the streets where his motorcade was passing by. And these information was not censored. So I think that's interesting. President Trump doesn't have to go to Beijing for this trip, but the fact that he did, I think, has a positive influence for the Chinese people.
Well, the president was also given a tour of the secret garden in Beijing by President Xi. Hot Mike caught this exchange between the two leaders. Let's listen.
When others from other countries, presidents and prime ministers, does he bring them? 在其他的国家来的元首啊、总统啊，或者是总理什么的，您作为国家主席，也都会到这边来接待他们吗？可以的。
So how significant a gesture was that from President Xi to President Trump to take him there? Because the president, if you couldn't see that there, he was asking, does he bring everybody here? Or am I special,
Yeah, no.
basically?
Yes, you have to understand that this trip is more important for Xi Jinping than for Donald Trump, because given his political position within the party, the challenges that he has right now, politically and economically, this trip is important to him. So he is going out of his way to make sure that everything went on smoothly. And he went out of his way to entertain his American guest by taking him to places that he usually wouldn't take people to.
Well, both leaders touted progress and partnership moving forward between the U.S. and China, but China does seem intent on overtaking the U.S. as the dominant global superpower. So what's your read on the messaging from both leaders and the interaction between the two?
It's very interesting that if you study the statement coming out of China, published by Xinhua, they actually redefine China-U.S. relations as a constructive strategic stability relationship. And they say that this will be the direction for the next 3 years. And if you read the words, the key word here is stability. And from Beijing's perspective, they have made it clear that they have published an editorial on the day of President Trump's arrival saying that the relationship cannot go back to what it was before, but we hope for a better future. And this is a significant tone down from previous position of wolf warrior diplomacy, East rising, West declining. This is effectively saying that, okay, we can't go back to what it was. We've already accepted the reality, but let's make it work. Let's manage risk and make sure that we don't turn into total hostility, and let's prevent war from happening. So this is a significant tone down from the past, and I think this is a win for the U.S. and for this visit for President Trump.
Information, truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.